how feminism has infected our thinking and our relationship with other women. We'll start with you, Sister Tamika.
Okay. I think one of the biggest issues with sisterhood today is that we view each other as competition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That we just refuse to submit to each other's light, because all black women, in my opinion, radiate just the light of God himself.
Mm-hmm.
But we refuse to submit to to that light. We just can't do it because we think, if we see this beautiful quality in this sister, we can't acknowledge it because we don't want our man to see this beautiful quality in this sister either. And I agree with you that, the sisterhood is definitely needed. It's definitely a powerful tool, but we have to get over this whole I have to be better than this person. I have to be better than this one. Because even the best of us at times, it seems like we can be getting along, everything can just be all fine and dandy, but you let a brother walk into the room, the whole thing changes. So I think that competition factor is the number one reason that we have a complete breakdown in the sisterhood.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Absolutely.
And you mentioned the feminist movement. I think that has something to do with it as far as separating us further from our men, making our men go astray, and making the pickings, even more slim. So then there's more competition for maybe those, the few brothers that are left out there.
Well, I have
I gotta definitely hate on this chick.
I have an answer to that, Sister Tamika, but we won't go there on this show. Okay, all right. Hold on. Was that your final thoughts on that?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Okay, hold on. All right, Sister Sasha.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have to add on that?
That's a deep thing because, first of all, I do agree with what Sister Tamika was just saying. We really have to get a better grip on ourselves. When a brother walk in the room, we shouldn't start falling like the domino effect. I think that's something that we do have a chain reaction on every time. Every time the brother walk in the room, we start falling to pieces. And he may not even be a brother. He just might be somebody that look like one. And that's the thing that we do have to work on. We can't get weak for somebody that look good. And he might be the trash that the other sister dropped off trying to get him to work on himself. Mm-hmm. That's a big problem. But the deeper wound of it, I think, is that we have to begin to support each other on our journeys. Like, if you see a sister in need, I have more, like if I'm walking down the street, do you know that it will be 12 brothers to stop for me, and it'll be 30 sisters to drive past me and splash water in my face? Mm. It could be pouring down raining outside, and I might be standing outside for whatever particular reason, but it would never be a sister that would stop her car. And even but see, in foreign countries, women ride in packs, in cars together. But we ride down the street and we don't even act like we see her walking, carrying her bags. She might even have her babies with her. But we don't want to stop and pick each other up. This is another sister. But a brother will pick you up and try to help you and do all of this stuff, and you scared her to get in the car with him, but he's the only one that stopped. Right. And we have brothers that'll be in the car with his wife, and his wife will be having an attitude because he might have wanted to stop. But it would make more sense for him to stop while his wife was in the car. Right. That would be, but we got so many women that don't want the brothers to stop. Right. And that's something that we have to work on. Like, we can't be mad at our brother for wanting to be a good man. And we got to deal with ourselves around our self-esteem on him allowing him to do that, because that's a beautiful thing. Oh, you want to help her? Oh, well, let's help her together.
That's right.
It should be an automatic effect. Oh, you want to help? Oh, go, yeah, let's stop. Don't let me let you not stop. It should be an automatic, but it goes back to what the other sister was saying. We feel so threatened that we don't even realize the damage that is being done by you not helping her.
Why shouldn't we feel that? Why shouldn't a woman feel threatened by other women when you just said yourself that the pickings are slim? So why shouldn't she feel insecure when
her
husband...
Well, see, that's her own issue. I don't feel insecure when a brother want to help another sister. Matter of fact, I might just get out the car to help her myself.
No, but I'm talking about a woman who, for all intents and purposes, has, gotten this man, and they are married, and, she knows that there are, 10 or 20 other women out there, depending on which statistical facts you follow, that are without a man. So
but it's
why
not the fact that we're without a man. It's really the fact we're out our community. If in others, like in the Nation of Islam, there has been a thing where two women have been married to the same man. Those things used to be able to exist, but those things cannot exist now because of the reality of how we treat each other as women. We have to begin to respect each other as women. We have to begin to see, okay, we should be the one to say, now, this is like she's struggling. Baby, can we stop the car? Can we help her? We should be powerful enough to not have a problem with helping each other. That's really power, when you can actually help someone else get up. That's power, not when you can drive past them and splash water in their face and grin and smile at them. That's not power.
Right.
So I think that is one of our major problems, is that we get so high up on our thrones that we want to look at other people as peasants. And we have to remember we were there at one point.
That's right. You
weren't always in your Lexus. You weren't always married. You didn't always have a perfect relationship, because even when I wasn't in relationships, they're not always perfect. You have to work through those.
That's right. That's the truth.
And I think that's what makes them stronger, is when we help each other.
That's right. You are speaking truth. I like that. Thank you, Sister Sasha, so much. And I agree with you 100%. But
it is challenging. Don't get me wrong. It's not always easy to help another sister get up. But I think it is what will make you be the better person.
Right. Absolutely. Well, thank you. Hold on just 1 second. We have another caller in the 314. Area code. Thank you so much for calling the Women's Song Community Experience tonight. What do you have to share with us?
Peace, right, Reverend, that nigga. Doc, just calling in, take 90 seconds or less to say, I'm just calling in because I'm appreciative of what y'all doing. I grew up in the South, and this kind of reminds me of coming up in my house. My mama and my sister. There were more women in the South. There tend to be, them Southern homes tend to be a lot more mamas and sisters around, you know what I mean? And on Sundays, my mama, aunties, and whatever would be around the table talking, fixing dinner, whatever they was doing. And if you was little, you come through that a lot of time, they would pull you behind the head, sit down, boy, you need to hear this. And they be talking, women talk, you know what I mean? And it could be about men. But what I would be hearing is a type of dialogue in which the elder women would be trying to maybe help. Say my mom would be talking to my sister, my aunties would be talking to my sisters, or one of my younger cousins or whatever. And so you kind of heard this dialogue about how to keep relationships together. You know what I mean? It was just kind of wholesome. And I think one of the problems that young brothers today are suffering from is that they don't have that matriarchy to guide them. You know, Honey Soul said something in the room. This is basically the last comment I'm going to make, but I thought it was real potent, which is that women have to show men how to treat them. You know what I mean? And so we don't have that a lot in our society today. We don't have our women showing young boys from the beginning, because we all come upon our mama's apron strings how to treat a woman. And so this affects us. Now the households are so fractured, we're kind of missing that. And so a lot of the young cats are growing up today, they don't know what it means to honor their sister, their mama. This shit gets to get passed on. So, but I appreciate what y'all doing today. It takes me back.
Absolutely. Dr. Mutwas, thank you so much for joining us, as always. And you have a show coming up 30 minutes after this one, right?
A Dirty 30, baby.
And a Dirty 30. What's the name of it? What are we going to be talking about tonight?
It's the nigger church. We're going to be talking about the lying asses.
Okay, and that's the manifestation here on Blog Talk Radio.
Yes.
In the chat room, he's the manifestation. If you're listening, it's blogtalkradio.com/manifestation.
I'll type it in.
All right. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you
for calling.
Right.
Appreciate you, too. Thank you. And so, I understand what he is saying, and I believe that it is so true that we have lost that connection where we as women would bond together and pass on, jewels of knowledge and information of vital importance and relevance for the young women in our community. We're out of time, and I knew this was going to happen. But Sister Najma, I want to give you an opportunity to finish up with your last words and to let everyone know where they can find you as well.
Thank you. I do have a Facebook page. It's Najma Reflects, Nojma Reflects. And, again, I'm working on completing out my website. And my articles are on the blackman.com website every Wednesday. And in closing, I just want to say, to my sisters who are struggling and dealing with the independent syndrome, there's nothing wrong. If you're a grown woman, there's certain things you should have. You should be able to take care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with your accomplishments. The error comes into play when you boast of your accomplishments and, you want to speak on your have and the black man's have not. You want to floss everything that this white man has given to you in the face of the black man, and everything has been taken away from him. And so I want to also end by saying to all my independent sisters, don't be surprised if you're alone, because the synonym for independent is alone. So when you claim that you're independent, you're claiming that you want to be alone. So nobody is going to come around you if you're telling them you don't need them. But at the end of the day, I know that's not what you want. I believe Stephanie Mills has a song called The Comfort of a Man. And that's what all women yearn for, the comfort, the sound of a man's voice, the security of a man. We were not made to do this alone. We were not meant to do this alone. Like I stated earlier, we can't even continue the cycle of life without one another. This world has set up, you might can go to a firm bank and, buy something, but you still need that, to continue life.
That's right.
So, sister, our nature, when a man, a godly man, is in your presence, when a good man is in your presence, that nature that you try so hard to keep at bay is going to betray you. And you're not going to be able to help yourself. Because it's natural for you to want a man. It's natural for a man to want you. What we're doing is of the unnatural. We're trying to do things by ourselves, and, we were created to be helpmeet. We help men meet their goal. We help build an empire. And I think so many sisters don't really understand, the dynamic and the plight of the black man. And so many sisters want men to come already arrived, and we miss the beautiful journey of building together, creating our legacy together. So I'm just asking those who listen to the show to really look inside our hearts and spirit and see what we're saying. We're not condemning you. We're not attacking you. We're not bashing you. We just want you to really look inside the beautiful parts of us that make us a woman, and to really see that, you know, we are the counterparts of the black man, and he is beautiful. We are beautiful. We have to look past these unattractive images that have been forced on us. Mm-hmm. And I will say it again, sisters, everything that starts with us, ends with us, and begins anew with us. Right. If we don't like the selection of men we have, then we should offer and be a better selection of women. I'm telling you, I'm just one woman, and my apology letter has made so many black men feel hopeful. And just think, if we started that type of movement, when we encouraged them, we showed them love, there would be an instant shift in our relationship. And I mean, hey, do it just to spite me. Try it just to prove me wrong. Right. Prove it just to say, oh, it's not going to work, and then try it, and then tell me how it works. But to my independent sisters, please know that you're just suffering from an illusion of independence, because there's no greater power or greater force on this planet than that of the love between a black man, a black woman, and a black family.